Attention passionate New York Giants fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on New York Giants' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true New York Giants fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and New York Giants fans. Let's get to the news, all right. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could be a game changer for the Giants and the entire NFC East. Rumors are swirling around a potential blockbuster trade that might reshape the Giants' secondary, and in turn, their entire defensive outlook. And it involves none other than Patrick Surtain, the Denver Broncos shutdown cornerback, who's been making waves in the league for quite some time now. It's a story that's gaining momentum, and the implications could be huge for the Giants' Super Bowl aspirations, especially considering the current state of their defense and the tight cap situation the Broncos are facing. So let's break this down. The Denver Broncos, sitting at a solid 12-3 and already locked into the playoffs, are reportedly looking at their cap situation and trying to make moves that could help them free up some much-needed space. They're apparently considering trading Surtain, a young, elite cornerback who's just 25 years old but already showing why he's considered one of the best shutdown corners in the league. Surtain's stats back that up. He's got a career total of 7 interceptions, 36 pass deflections, and a 91.2 PFF grade for 2024, which has him in the discussion for Defensive Player of the Year. His coverage stats are impressive, allowing a completion rate of just around 55. 9% in 2025 with a mere 1-2 yards per target and an EPA, expected points added, per target of -0.15, which is elite. He's been a game changer for Denver's defense, elevating their pass defense by about 15% in terms of incompletions forced, and he's been a consistent presence even when injured, notably recovering from a pectoral injury that caused him to miss some games earlier this season. Now, the reason the Broncos might be exploring this move is primarily cap-related. They've extended players like Courtland Sutton, who is earning around $30 million a year, and have prioritized focusing on their offensive line. Surtain's cap hit, at around $18 million, is a significant expense, especially when Denver's roster is already stretched thin financially. They're also dealing with some salary cap pressures that make trading Surtain a logical, if tough, choice. The Broncos are known for having a stout defense, but their secondary has shown some vulnerabilities lately, with points allowed creeping up by about 3 points per game. They're also looking to shift some of their youth and draft picks into key areas, and trading Surtain could bring in some valuable picks, possibly a first-round pick in the 2026 draft and a third-round pick in 2027, according to sources. But that's where it gets interesting for us Giants fans. The New York Giants, currently sitting at a disappointing 2-13, are desperately trying to shore up a secondary that has been inconsistent all season, especially with injuries like the one to Julian Love's replacement, Belton. Their defensive backfield has been a patchwork, trying to hold together with limited resources, and adding a player like Surtain could be the missing piece to turn their secondary from a weakness into a real strength. Surtain's presence would immediately elevate the Giants' defensive rankings, reducing yards allowed per game, boosting their ability to shut down top receivers, and giving them a true lockdown corner that can take one side of the field out of the game. What makes this even more compelling is the potential impact on the Giants' overall defensive scheme. Surtain is not just a cover guy, he's a playmaker. With 10 pass deflections and 4 interceptions in his career so far, he's shown an ability to create turnovers and force mistakes. His coverage stats are elite, allowing only about 9% completion rate and just over 1 yard per target in 2025, and he elevates the entire defense's performance. His addition could also reduce the number of big plays the Giants have given up, especially against quick, explosive receivers. Think about how he could neutralize a player like Tyreek Hill or other speedsters in the NFC East. His ability to lock down one side of the field would give defensive coordinator Wink Martindale more flexibility to blitz or double-team other threats, creating mismatches and confusion that the Giants haven't been able to generate consistently this season. And let's not forget, this move could also have a psychological impact. The Giants have been in a rebuilding phase, but a trade that brings in a player of Certain's caliber signals to the entire league that the Giants are serious about competing, about turning things around quickly. It's a statement move, one that says, we're not just building for the future, we're ready to contend now. It could boost the confidence of the entire defense and inspire the secondary players to elevate their game, knowing they've got a true elite corner backing them up. On the flip side, the Broncos are expected to ask for a first-round pick in 2026 and a third-rounder in 2027. A hefty price, but one that the Giants might consider if they're serious about bolstering their defense for a playoff push. With the current state of the NFC East, where the Eagles, Cowboys, and even the Commanders are all formidable opponents, adding Certain could be the piece that propels the Giants into serious contention. Remember, the Giants' defense has shown flashes of potential, especially with the emergence of young players and the leadership of veterans, but consistency has been elusive. A player like Certain could be the difference maker, especially in high-stakes games. Now, it's important to mention that there are rumors that the Broncos might not be actively shopping Certain, and some reports suggest that the team is still weighing their options. The fact that Certain is dealing with a pectoral injury, something that caused him to miss some games earlier this season, adds a layer of complexity. But sources close to the situation indicate that Denver's motives are driven more by financial and roster considerations rather than a lack of faith in Certain's talent. The Broncos, after all, are in a win-now mode with a talented roster, and their defensive coordinator has praised Certain's impact when healthy. Still, the cap pressure and the potential value of draft picks might push Denver to make a move sooner rather than later. For the Giants, this potential acquisition isn't just about adding another player. It's about transforming their entire defensive identity. Imagine a secondary anchored by Certain, complemented by young talents like Banks, creating a shutdown duo. This could be vital for the team's playoff chances and future Super Bowl aspirations. Especially considering the current injuries and inconsistencies, a lockdown corner could alleviate pressure on the safeties and linebackers, allowing them to focus on stopping the run and covering the pass more effectively. Looking ahead, if the Giants manage to pull this off, it would send a clear message that they're all in for this season. With the NFC East being as competitive as it is, every edge counts, and having Certain in the fold could be that edge. His addition could also have a ripple effect, encouraging the team to be more aggressive on defense, creating turnovers, and giving the offense more opportunities to capitalize. Remember, the Giants have been improving on offense with Daniel Jones leading the way, but their defense needs that extra boost to really compete with the best. So what's next? Well, we'll have to keep our eyes peeled for official reports and confirmations, but the buzz about Certain's potential move to the Giants is gaining traction. It's a bold move, no doubt, but one that might be exactly what the Giants need to elevate their game and set their sights on a deep playoff run. This kind of move could turn the tide in the NFC East and help the Giants finally get back to the Super Bowl stage after so many years of rebuilding. And remember, in a league where trades can happen suddenly and unexpectedly, staying informed is crucial. The Giants are always looking for ways to improve, and if they do land Certain, it could be one of the most impactful moves of this offseason. It's a story that will definitely have fans buzzing, and it's the kind of move that could define the franchise's trajectory for years to come. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest New York Giants news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Now I want to hear from you, Giants fans. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think Certain would be the perfect piece to lock down our secondary and propel us back into serious playoff contention? Or do you believe there might be better options out there? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the future of this team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest New York Giants news. This is the kind of story that could change everything, and I'm excited to see what happens next. Let's keep the faith, stay fired up, and continue believing in the Giants' path to greatness. We're on the rise, and with moves like this, who knows? The next Super Bowl could be closer than ever before.